before at the award ceremony, like my grandmother, she's crafty herself. She loves to do arts and crafts and everything, and just the feeling that I get when seeing people get so excited about buying my jewelry. That's the thing, because if anything, it's not about me. It's about me empowering women of color. That's my target market, who are fashion enthusiasts, who are bosses in their occupation. It's crucial to have a strong support system. And when I say strong support system, so for me, my strong support system is, of course, my family and friends. So it's very crucial, and I feel like everybody should find that strong support system.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Empower716. I am your host, Rob Lowry, and this is a podcast dedicated to business owners, entrepreneurs, side hustlers, career shifters, those who are committed to growing their lives in business. So this episode is actually dedicated to our young entrepreneurs. So if you don't know, we actually held our first annual Young Entrepreneurs of Color event back in March. And so we had tremendous amount of sponsors and support from the community. And so this episode is dedicated to highlighting that event. And I have the honor and privilege to have some of our winners from that night on the show to talk about their experience and so forth. And so we're going to jump right into this episode. And I have a young woman with me, business owner, student, Madison. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So how's your day going so far?
It's going pretty good.
Good.
Tired.
Are you enjoying the Buffalo weather so far? It's been some nice, good days out.
Actually, yes. I mean, I can't complain. My air conditioner has been in since last summer, so I was already ready to go.
You gotta have it's not like AC. Like when you come from, like I used to have, there's moments where I had the fans and the windows, the hot air just blowing, but it's not like the AC.
Right.
So you were one of the 12 winners of the first Young Entrepreneurs of Color event back in March. So tell me a little about your experience, like first being nominated and then going through that process and so forth. How was it?
Overall, I really enjoyed it. I definitely will say the process was very detail oriented, which I love, because I feel like every one of the nominees got a chance to actually share like all of like their accomplishments, the details and everything, because like all of the accomplishments that we've been working so hard towards. So I enjoyed that, and just it really felt like I felt so honored being nominated. Yeah. Like it was just out of nowhere. I was actually at work. And then I just got a message, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, wow, thank you. So I immediately started my application and everything. And then, yes.
So do you, and you don't have to say like everything nice, because obviously I helped organize the event, so you don't have to be too nice on it. So like what did you have any expectations going into it? Like when you first got that call or the email, like that you were nominated?
What do you mean by like expectations? Like,
did you like, okay, this is gonna be dope, or like I don't know what this is about? Like maybe
kind of both, because I never really heard of like the Empower716. Actually, I have okay. But like I didn't like I never been through like the process and everything. Yeah. But I was looking forward to it, and I did some research. I'm like, okay, I'm excited to see where this goes. So it's kind of a mixture of both.
Okay. So what was it like on the day of? Like how was the experience?
The experience the day of, I actually, it was kind of hectic, because I felt like, because I had a lot to do that day. So, yeah, it was kind of hectic the day of, but actually like getting there, because I was like one of the, I think I was like the first recipient to get there actually. So we were just rushing for no reason, but but overall, I really enjoyed myself. It was great to see some familiar faces. Yeah. Seeing like everybody from the community come out and support, and I actually knew some of the nominees as well.
Okay.
So yes.
What was like some of your takeaways? Because I got a lot of feedback from the participants at the show, and I just want to get your perspective. Like, what was some like when you walked away from that moment? Like what were some takeaways that stuck out for you?
I would say after the event, I definitely felt empowered. I felt motivated. I felt loved, because honestly, just like being a solopreneur right now, because I'm doing the manufacturing, I'm promoting on social media, I'm doing everything as of right now.
Right.
As of right now, because I need a team. But yeah, I definitely felt empowered. I would definitely recommend other young entrepreneurs that I know within the community to be a part of this event, or nominate themselves, or have people nominate them. Because honestly, I just felt like I was noticed, because like I've been working so hard on my brand, especially as a full-time student, and just doing this part-time. It really, I liked it. It really felt like that I was actually making a difference, and that people are seeing me, and that I should just keep going.
That's dope. And I think that was really the purpose of that event, was really to just, there are some young people in our community that are doing some extraordinary things, and that was just an opportunity just to highlight them. I want to jump into a little bit about who you are. So I want you to kind of explain to our audience who you are. Who is Madison?
Okay, well, so a little bit about me. I would call myself a fashion enthusiast. Now, growing up, I absolutely just loved fashion, especially like accessories, so like jewelry, especially. So it's ironic because I have a jewelry business based off of my passion for fashion. I am dedicated. I'm a full-time student, like I mentioned before. I am a senior at SUNY Buffalo State College, pursuing my Bachelor of Science in fashion textile technology, with a concentration in fashion merchandising. I also will be getting my associates in footwear and accessory design from the Fashion Institute of Technology. So I'll be there for a whole academic year, so fall 2023 to May of 2024. So I'll be graduating from both Buff State and FIT. So it's a major blessing. I'm so excited.
That's
I love
awesome.
the city. Yeah, on the side, like for my hobbies and everything, I love to model. I actually have an opportunity to model in the New York Fashion Week Festival in this upcoming September. So I'm really excited about that. But yes, just
so you got a lot of stuff going on. That's like, whew, I thought I was busy. So
I get that a lot.
I want to know, as far as, did you obviously you said you kind of had that passion for fashion and jewelry and everything else at a young age. Did you kind of like, when did you know like this is what I want to do? Like going through school, sometimes you're kind of like going to different directions. Like when did you like kind of say like this is my path I want to take?
Would you say like business wise, or like me pursuing my degree?
I would say maybe both. Maybe we can do both. You can share both.
Okay. Now business wise, well, like I mentioned before, at the award ceremony, like my grandmother, she's crafty herself. She loves to do arts and crafts and everything. And she was with me when she would like babysit me, like anybody in my family, like whenever we would go to a store, especially like a clothing store that has jewelry, I will always go. Especially Claire's, like I needed to get something out of there every time.
Is Claire still around?
Yes, it is. Okay. It is. But yeah, so after that, and just really seeing everybody's feedback, especially with starting to sell and make jewelry for family and friends, just to test the waters, and just receiving the feedback. And just the feeling that I get when seeing people get so excited about buying my jewelry. That's the thing, because if anything, it's not about me. It's about me empowering women of color. That's my target market, who are fashion enthusiasts, who are bosses in their occupation, who are the Joneses. They're not keeping up with the Joneses. They are the Joneses.
They are the Joneses. I like that.
So, so that's what made me really start to actually like solidify on the idea, like, okay, I'm doing this as a business. I'm going to stick to it. And of course, I just love fashion. Now for my degrees, I would say, definitely in high school, because I didn't even know Buff State even had a fashion department. Like I know they had runway. I was a part of that for 2 years. So I modeled the first year and designed a custom jewelry collection, April of 2022. And the senior designer that I collaborated with, she placed first. And the second senior designer that I collaborated with this past April, I made a custom jewelry collection for her. And I also designed a student collection, so a 4-look collection. So so I would say definitely my junior year. I initially wanted to go to Kenesha's because they had fashion merchandising, but once I saw Buff State and just weighing out all of my options, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. It's not just business, because at one point I wanted to pursue my Bachelor of Science in a field of business. I just wasn't too sure. Yeah. But it just seemed too boring. I'm like, I need to mix it up. Like adding fashion into the mix. I'm like, yep, this is for me.
This is for you.
And I was actually debating pursuing my Bachelor of Science, my concentration in fashion merchandising or apparel design. But either way, I got the best of both worlds.
Nice.
Want to be a guest on our show? We're always looking for entrepreneurs, business owners, side hustlers, and career shifters that are willing to share their life and business experiences, strategies, lessons learned, and pitfalls to avoid with our listeners. If you would like to be considered as a guest on an upcoming episode, email us at Empower716@gmail.com. and include your contact information along with background information about your business, and share what value you can add to our listeners.
I will explain what the fashion designer, is it institute or what is it called?
The Fashion Institute of Technology.
Okay, so explain what that is. Like, what does that entail?
So the Fashion Institute of Technology, it is a SUNY school located in New York City. Now, it's basically for fashion enthusiasts like myself. It is very competitive. I will say the tuition is very cheap. However, living in New York City is very expensive. So it's kind of it kind of makes up for like a private institution tuition. So it's for fashion students who are passionate about fashion. And fashion is not limited to just clothing and accessories. It's also limited to like a lot of other different things too. Like they have like a toy program. I don't want to say the specific name because like I don't know the specifics of that. Yeah. But they have a wide field of programs offered for fashion students within the fashion industry. So from the business side of things, from graphic design to like the toy program that I mentioned to you, the footwear accessory design, fashion design, jewelry, you name it. So it's right up my alley. I'm very excited to meet the other students. Like people come all across the world to go to FIT.
That's dope.
It's also I'll say our competitors would be Parsons, which is another fashion school in New York City, as well as LIM College. That's a private institution. Well, both of them are private institutions. And that's all I can think of right now. But that's essentially what that is.
So how does it feel? So you said it's competitive to get into that school.
Yes.
So you had to work pretty hard to get there.
Yes. Now, I can laugh now, but I literally was super stressed out. I'm surprised I didn't grow gray hair. Like I was super stressed. But all of the hard work and dedication and just honestly, like I'm so glad I took the classes, like the electives that I took at Buff State. So I took actually a jewelry making class offered through the honors program because I'm also an honors student. I almost thought about dropping that class, but my mom was like, no, just keep it, like keep going. And I was surprised too because we were working with like fire and everything, saws and all that. I'm like, when I think of jewelry, I think of beads. I'm like, where are the beads?
Right.
But it's different types of jewelry. But yeah, I'm just really glad I took those electives. I also took an apparel construction, fundamentals of apparel construction class. So I made a blouse for the first time. Like I've never touched a sewing machine. I always wanted to learn how to sew.
Wow.
Fun facts. But Buff State really just offered those experiences, and just those experiences is what helped me build my portfolio, which I needed.
Right.
So so I actually needed to design like a few things. So honestly, I did that like almost leading up to the deadline. But I worked really well under pressure. Surprisingly, it's not a good thing. I highly don't recommend. But especially with me being a fashion, this is one of the most important takeaways. Especially with me being a fashion merchandising student, I was talking with the director of my program, absolutely love her, and we were just having a conversation. She was like, nobody ever got into the fashion, got into like the fashion design or like the footwear and accessory, basically a fashion design program at FIT. Like normally it's like if you're in fashion merchandising, you need to get like a business oriented 1-year program, apply for that, which you don't need a portfolio for. I was like, you know what, I'm going to be the first. I said that. I said, I'm going to be the first. And I worked my butt off. I thank you so much to everybody that helps me. Like, I'm so grateful and blessed to have like all the support from the faculty, my family, to really help me compose everything and just allow me to remain calm throughout the process. But yes, it's a very rigorous program, and yeah.
Wow. So how old are you? You don't mind me asking?
I'm 20.
20 years old.
Yes, about to turn 21 this August.
21. All right. 21. So being at your age that you are, so I want to know, like, how do you stay focused? Because there's a lot of things out in the world, and I won't just say this generation, but there's a lot of things, social media, I want to say social media, peer pressure, all that good stuff. And so how do you stay locked in to where you're trying to go?
One thing's for certain. One way that I definitely stay locked in is definitely through my faith. Yeah. So just making sure that like I always put God first. That's how I was raised and brought up. So without him, I can't do anything. If anything, he's using me to be a blessing unto others through my passion. Yeah. So it's really not about me. So it's just about me giving back to others through my passion, which I enjoy. So that's one of the things. Number two, definitely just being organized. I like to have like everything lined up, like in my calendar on my phone. I used to have a calendar in my room. I need to get a new one. And I have a planner.
Do you have to write things out? Or can you do everything through your phone?
Sometimes, but now actually I love doing everything on my phone. But like I still need to like see it in my face instead of just like it being digital. So like that's why like my calendar in my room is so helpful. And like having a planner and actual like physical planner, because I know people can use iPads, which I'm thinking about getting to use that for too. But yes, so my faith, just being a Christian, and then also planning, and then just you need to tend to like the different aspects of your life as well. So like spiritual, physical, emotional, mental health is very, very important. So definitely making sure I'm taking care of myself as well. So that's been really helpful. And then just also like finding new hobbies, just putting myself out there, trying to step outside my comfort zone. Well, I have been stepping outside of my comfort zone. So yeah, those are some of the things that I do to really help me balance, and also taking time for myself, because I can't just.
Why is that so important? Because I know a lot of people who, again, you seem very accomplished, obviously, in your academics and your business and everything else. And how do you, like, I guess in the mental capacity, like how do you stay sane in a sense?
Now, the mental capacity, like I mentioned before, like my faith, so praying a lot, especially when I have like great days, and then when I have like bad days, and also like going to therapy too. Like everybody, I'm a firm believer that like everybody would benefit from going to therapy.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that you have something wrong with you. It's just somebody else to talk to, and I highly recommend that. So I've been doing that for quite some time. So
that's good. So give me, I guess, share with me like your, go a little bit more about your business part of, when you got started, and then what some of the services that you offer.
So I actually started Madison. Oh my goodness. Fun fact and just a fun fact. So, I'm going to answer your questions. So
you're fine. Yep.
I recently obtained my LLC this past February. So February 28th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I had to file for my certificate of assumed name through the state. Now, that meaning that I changed my name from Madison's Fabulous Creations to now it's MFC. So if you guys haven't noticed already, you see them on social media and everything, my new logo and everything.
Awesome.
So I actually started off as Madison's Fabulous Creations in 2009. Like I was around the age of 6 or 7. So like I mentioned before, my grandmother, she brought back a memory wire bracelet similar to this, but this is my spin on it. And she knew how much I love jewelry. Me and her started making jewelry together, tested the waters with family and friends, started off with this program called Kid Biz, sponsored through Buffalo State College. I highly recommend you guys check that out. They actually have they're bringing it back. So since COVID, they're bringing it back. This is their first time bringing it back since COVID. So awesome. They have a fair in June, July, and August. So I know June 24th, I'm definitely going to try to be there. I'm going to try to be to all of them because that's where I actually established my entrepreneurial roots.
Shout out to Buff State. Shout out to Buff State. I love Buff State.
Yes, go Buff State, go Bengals. But yeah, so I did the program from grades 3 to 7, and then I outgrew it. Started vending at different events in Buffalo and Rochester, and then so on and so forth. Like Madison's Fabulous Creations, now MFC, has grown to its length because of like just my passion for fashion through word of mouth and just having my team. So like having my family, but of course when I say team, also would like to have employees outside of family as well, just to get even more things up and running. So yes.
When a customer or a client comes to you, like what would you offer them? So just an example, because just so you kind of educate me as well in the audience, that if I someone comes to you, let's say maybe they're participating in a runway, how do you help them?
So customers reach out to me via email, so at Madison's Fab Creations, MADISONS Fab Creations. They could always reach out to me on social media as well, but I definitely prefer email, and they could also reach me through my website. Now I've been working on that for like the longest. They could also contact me through that as well. So those are just the main ways that they can contact me. Now I don't just make so my products, that's the biggest thing. Right. So I offer earrings. So dangly earrings, so similar to these are actually custom. So I made these for runway for my outfit. So dangly earrings, memory wire bracelets. So this is a memory wire bracelet. I'll take it off. I had this for quite some time. So it's a memory wire bracelet. So memory wire, considering that I'm actually stringing the beads on memory wire. So it's like I believe it's called memory wire because it keeps its shape. And it kind of reminds me of like a slinky. So so I call that. So this is our signature memory wire bracelet, and we also offer memory wire charm bracelets as well. So it'll be this with like charms, and I also have like my single creations. So I just got into these. Don't really sell these as much, but I definitely would like to get into it more because people actually love them. I tested it with my family and friends, and they loved it. So this is one with the charm. This is a single one. Nice. These are my faves. And also statement necklaces as well. And then the sets, which include necklaces, earrings, and then a bracelet. So.
Hey, what's up, Western New York? Did you know that Empower716 Talk Show is looking to promote and recognize young entrepreneurs in Western New York? You could recommend yourself or someone else to be acknowledged on a future episode. Nominees need to be age 21 or under, has a service or product that offers value, has taken steps to become an entrepreneur, and must be willing to come on the show and talk about their service or product if selected. Email us at empower716@gmail.com.
Want to stay up to date with Empower 716? Don't forget to share. Click here in the right-hand corner of the video and follow button below so you can see the upcoming episodes live on your news feed. Find Empower 716 on LinkedIn Live, YouTube, Facebook, and other audio platforms.
What's the experience behind jewelry? I mean, I guess, like, does it help? Obviously it enhances maybe the outfit or so. So kind of explain to me what, jewelry, why do people get into jewelry, and what does it do for people's maybe self-esteem, awareness, all that good stuff?
I would say, are you asking like why do people like want to purchase jewelry, or why do I want to actually make jewelry? Well,
more in essence, like I know that for you to have an interest in jewelry is one thing to have, like so like for your customer who's looking for your product and services, is it strictly for the purpose of maybe doing a runway, or you talked about like your family and friends buying it? So in a sense, like when I look at that, the jewelry that's on your hand, on your arm, why would someone want to buy that? As far as like, is it more as accessory to what I'm wearing? So like, what do you find the reason why people purchase it?
I would say people definitely purchase my jewelry because they want to make a statement with their outfit. So add a flair to it. So jewelry is an accessory. I feel naked without having like on my earrings per se. And of course like my necklace. But definitely to make a statement and also to like feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes people do purchase my jewelry to like match their outfits as well, or they would be like, hey Madison, would you be able to create like a custom piece? I've done plenty of custom pieces, so if you guys want any custom pieces, be sure to hit me in my DMs or email me. But yeah, it's definitely to just make a statement, feel good about themselves. Who doesn't love jewelry?
Yeah. So what do you have, like, I mean, you got so much accomplished at your age now, like where do you see yourself in maybe, the next 3 to 5 years? What's kind of like, what's the vision?
Within the next 3 to 5 years, I definitely will say that I'll be graduated from Buff State and FIT, God willing. So I'll be graduating from there, continue with my jewelry business, definitely expand it outside of Buffalo. So I'll have my website up and running. So it'll definitely be a full e-commerce store. So people won't have to keep waiting on me to have pop-up shops in order to purchase. So they could purchase it. I might be sleeping like, oh, I have like 3 orders. Okay, so let's get to work. So definitely have MFC be national, so people within the United States, they could purchase, as well as I definitely would see myself tapping more into my creative elements, so having way more designs besides just like dangly earrings, a memory wire bracelet, and single bracelets. Now I definitely would love to get into some fine jewelry pieces as well, so definitely working with like gold and silver and diamonds. So I would love that and incorporate that in a fun, unique, funky way with my jewelry. And also begin working on my clothing line as well for petite women like myself. So ultimately the goal for me is to have a boutique, so an e-commerce boutique as well, and an in-person store as well, because I just like that homey feel instead of everything being online. But I know it's great to have an e-commerce store due to COVID. But yeah, so within my boutique, I definitely would have like my clothing line, as well as my jewelry from MFC, as well as my unique handbag collection. So I'll definitely be working towards that, and hopefully I'd have like made some pieces from my clothing line and everything, and definitely keep going with my jewelry business. And then possibly I'm thinking about leaning towards pursuing my master's in fashion and apparel design as well. So I have a lot of different things I want to tap into.
Wow.
I want to definitely keep educating myself about my passion so I could be the best.
I love the fact that you have, like, obviously when people ask that question, sometimes it's like, oh, that's 5 years. But I love the fact that you got options, and to keep all your options open. I want to dive in back to a little bit about like support systems and so forth. And a lot of times I get these questions, and then I hear other people may ask other entrepreneurs these questions as well. Is the support system, and obviously I don't believe obviously with faith included, but a strong support system. Talk about like how important that is as far as to where you are at the place that you are now and having that support system.
It is crucial to have a strong support system. And when I say strong support system, so for me, my strong support system is, of course, my family and friends. Definitely my family, like my mother, grandmother, always taking me to and from, definitely. And then my dad, and then so on and so forth. There's so many people in my life, so many of my family members that have helped me get to this point. That's like, I honestly would not be here if it wasn't for them. So definitely when I make it big, we're speaking into existence, I definitely would want to give them the world, because they've given me like a part of their world, the best that they could,
That's dope.
So it's very crucial, and I feel like everybody should find that strong support system.
Now, my other question I have for you is, you kind of seem like you're locked into knowing which direction and path you want to take. And there are some people, regardless of age, may not see their purpose or know like kind of which direction to take. Like, what advice would you give to others to kind of, maybe help them along and trying to figure out where they should be aligned to?
I'm all for going to college, because honestly, like this is your time to explore. Now, granted, you do not have to go to college, but I'm just saying for me, I would highly recommend that they go to college to get those experiences, meet those different people, because I always say this now, and I've been brought up on this as well. You do not know who knows who. So yes, definitely try new things, step outside of your comfort zone. It really is just trial and error. Even with myself, it's just like, okay, do I still want to keep doing this? And then it's just like I pray about it, and then I just keep on going. So definitely go to college. I would say if you're really interested in something, maybe take a class. And if you don't want to go to college, research it, learn all that you can about your passion or what you are interested at that moment, because you honestly don't know what it might entail, how things interconnect. So, yes.
So off balance question. So who's maybe some artists that's on your playlist right now? Who are you listening to?
Definitely Lil Durk.
Lil Durk, okay.
Like his new album, Inspire.
Now, what do you think about the new song? So a lot of people, he's getting a lot of,
All My Life.
All My Life. So what do you think about how you vibing with that song?
I'm not like a heavy Durk fan, but especially like when he did My Girl India wrong, I wasn't messing with him for a minute. But I would say, honestly, I like that. I like that we get to see that like sentimental side, I would say, for lack of a better word, of him, because it's like I feel like he's actually opening up. So I enjoyed the song. Some of the things I'm just like, wait, what is he talking about? But I'm like, okay, like I don't want to get into that. I have my own things, but I'm like, I don't have a problem with it.
So you got Lil Durk. Who else is in your heavy rotation?
Let me look through my phone. That's what I could think off the top of my head.
Are you a Nicki Minaj fan?
I do like her, but I'm not a Barb's. Like I'm not gonna knock her. She does have some bangers. Yeah. I do like Nicki, but I do listen to her occasionally, but not too much. I've really been feeling Mariah Carey. Okay. Tootsie. Who else?
Now who's what? So you got me off guard with Tootsie. What's the Tootsie song? What's
Tootsie? Favorite song. Okay. So he just came out with that, and I've been feeling him lately too. He has like Euphoria. A lot of different other songs too. I can't name off the top of my head, but those are like one of my two favorite songs by him. And I like throwbacks too. Like honestly, I'm just all over the place with music. I don't just stick in hip hop and rap. Listen to some gospel, R&B, pop. Listen to throwbacks when I was like in middle school. Like it really depends on my mood. But lately I've just been feeling like hip hop and rap as of right now. But it could definitely change by like next week. Yeah.
That's dope. I always like to ask that question because you can learn a lot about music, and I'm all over the place. I can go from old school to NBA YoungBoy. I'm not a really fan, but I keep everything a little open because I think I try to listen to I also like the marketing, like so I always look at like how people market as well in their music. So so are you originally from Buffalo?
Yes, born and raised.
Okay, so I always pop or soda?
It's pop. I don't even know why I had to think about that. I'm sorry. It's definitely pop, not soda. I actually like when I would talk to people that I know from the city, because like a lot of people from the city go to Buff State, and they're just like, "Why are you saying pop is soda?" Like, yo, it's soda. I said, "No, it's not. It's pop." Like, what do you mean? Like, it's pop because it's pop. Like, soda sounds so fancy. Like,
it's so crazy. I went to Buff State, and so my first experience with a lot of New York City students, and we that debate was like they came with soda, and I kept to just kind of push and say no, it's pop here. But so are you do you like the winters here in Buffalo? Are you a winter person? Winter. Do you like the winter season?
Okay. Not really. I honestly will prefer. I love fall. Yeah. Because it's like not too cold, it's not too hot, but not really a winter fan. Honestly, that blizzard, I literally felt like I was like, we were actually surviving. That's no joke. We were surviving. Yeah. Like I could literally see my breath in like my friend's house, because I stayed with my friend because they had power. And by the time, mind you, this is how you know you have a real good friend. Literally drove in a blizzard to get me. Wow. Then by the time we pulled up at their house, the power was off. I'm like, okay, so I'm stuck here. So I was stuck there for about a week. And so even then I just didn't I don't like the winter.
Wow, yeah. That's why we have to enjoy our summers here in Buffalo as much as we can.
Yeah. That's why I'm not really complaining. If anything, with it being hot out, I'm like, okay, let's go to the water. Let's get some ice cream. Like, no matter the weather, season, I love ice cream. Like, I will eat ice cream if it's snowing outside.
And a winner too? Mm-hmm. Really?
I did it in New York City. I was eating Dippin' Dots on the street while walking. I'm like, yeah, I need to get to some Dippin' Dots. I would say check out my website. So it'll be www.shop@mfc.com. So check that out. Not really, because I'll be preparing to go to FIT and everything and just spending more time with my family and friends. But if there's definitely a pop-up shop around in August and I have the time and I have like a lot more inventory too, I will try to be there.
Well, Madison, this has been a great conversation. I really, truly appreciate you taking the time out to join us and talk about all the great things that you are doing and continue to do. Definitely just another congrats for being, one of the winners for the Young Entrepreneurs of Color event back in March. Definitely learned a lot about what you do, and it was just an amazing opportunity to just hear your story and what you're doing in your business and for the community, as well as all the other winners as well. So this has been another informative conversation, as this podcast is dedicated to highlighting not only entrepreneurs and business owners, but young entrepreneurs as well, and what they are doing in the community of 716.